Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today stuff's stacking up again over here on the workbench, so we're going to do an odds and ends and go through some viewer mail, some new purchases, etc. And just show you new things coming into the shop. A lot of folks like seeing this and seeing the different things that show through here, interesting tools and what have you. So let's get in here and get at it. So up first here, I got a couple planer tools that were sent in to me by Carl White, who's up in Kennesaw, Georgia. And Carl sent, number one, this tool here. This is a tool that goes on a planer. You have a cutter that's down here, but you got this little relief spring in here. And it really, from what I understand, helps with the chatter on a metal planer taking a big heavy cut. So this is a special tool holder, and it's allowed to flex. I think they call this a gooseneck tool or something like that. I've seen them referenced before, but anyway, I've never used one, so I'm interested to try it out. But you can use this with a big wide planing cut, and they're supposed to work really well. So anxious to try this out once we get the planer going. He also sent along a little crank here with a square square shank, and this is actually going to work out really well on my planer. I've got a little crank handle over there with that I can use, but it's a little bit short. It actually was hitting some other things up underneath it. This one is longer and works just perfectly. So this is going to really come in handy making adjustments on the planer. So Carl, thank you very much for sending along the tools for the planer. Hopefully we will be able to put these in action very soon. Up next, we got some Acorn Dies, and these were sent in by John Friend out in Sun Valley, California. Now, if you're not familiar with Acorn Dies, there's a special tool holder that these mount into. You can put them over on your lathe or what have you, and they're basically dies that you can just run up on. They're great for doing, they were designed for doing production work, but these are really handy to use on a manual machine. I used to have a holder for some of these Acorn Dies. I need to see if I can dig those up, but I didn't have a whole lot of actual dies to use with it, but John's helped me out there. So we got a nice selection here. That's a 9, 16, 18. Let's see what else we got. This is a 1/2 inch 20, 1/2 inch 20, 5/8 18, and then these go up to a larger size. Takes a different holder for these. This is 1 inch 8 and 1/2 inch 14. Okay, that's 1/2 inch 14 national pipe thread. I was looking at that and I'm like, that doesn't look like 1/2 inch, but that's 1/2 inch pipe thread. So anyway, really nice set of tools here. I need to probably get a couple of holders if I don't have these sizes and try to get a full set of these. These would be really handy to use over on the manual lathe. Anyway, John, thanks for sending these along. Next item here comes from my buddy Chuck Bomarito out in California. Chuck goes by Outside Screwball on YouTube, and if you haven't checked out his channel, Chuck's always got some interesting stuff up there. But he sent along these soft jaws. These are 3D printed soft jaws that can go over in a 4-inch vise and has some different notches in there for different size things. It's got a little magnet in there to hold them in there. This is something, I'm not sure if he drew these up or whether he found these online or whatever, but he printed these out with his 3D printer. And, you know, for light gripping work, I'm sure this would work just fine. I'm sure if you get into some really heavy gripping, the 3D printing probably won't hold up, but this 3D printers have really revolutionized what you can do in the shop and making little things kind of like this. So Chuck, thanks a lot. I'm going to put these over there with my lead soft jaws, and we'll try to use these somewhere down the road. He also sent along a little decal. He kind of made a little machinery tag for his channel, Outside Screwball. So anyway, again, go check out Chuck if you haven't already over on YouTube. So this next item came from Dan Thompson up in Fairmont, West Virginia, and Dan sent along a bunch of inserts for some planer tooling. This can be used on a planer or a shaper, and there's a tool holder that you mount these on, and basically there's like a little serrated edge in the back that keeps it from shifting back and forth, and it clamps on the front, and you can put these different indexable tools on there for different profiles. This is just kind of a selection of some of the different profiles. There's a bunch of extras up here as well. Now, I've got a couple of tool holders that take this type of tooling, but I don't have one this size. But to kind of give you an idea, this is a larger size, and you can kind of see you got the little bed back here. This is serrated that fits into, and you got a little clamp. This one's made by the OK Tool Company. I think that may be what these fit as well, but it's a different size tool holder. I need to try to track down a tool holder to fit these, but these are really, really nice to use on a metal planer or shaper. And I'm really looking forward again to getting an opportunity to use this. So I need to track down the right tool holder for them, but nice selection of inserts nonetheless. And Dan, thank you very much for sending those along. Up next comes a little tool here, or adapter, from Ron Diamond up in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. And he sent this to me because this is a spline pattern that I was needing over on my lead attachment to connect up some stuff. And he had this just sitting in a box somewhere, thought I might be able to use it. And I very well may be able to. This is something I have to cut this flange off, but basically go from my spline that I need to just a regular shaft, put a set screw in there, we could use it to drive something. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not, but this is definitely a nice tool to have in the arsenal as I'm trying to come up with my adapters over there. So anyway, Ron, thanks for sending this along. He also sent along a little jar of honey. Ron is a beekeeper, honey producer, and he sent along some clover honey that has some of the comb in it. And I actually tried this out earlier. It's really, really good. I love fresh honey. So I'm going to take this up to the house and have to make me some biscuits and put some on it. So next comes a couple items from Frank Perry down in Niceville, Florida, and these, I don't really know the story on them. I was at a scraping class this past week down in the Panhandle of Florida. Adam Booth was down, and Adam actually brought these to me. I think Frank had dropped them off or sent them to Adam with instructions to get them to me, so that was the first time I've seen Adam since he got these. But what this is a wax fillet. And I've actually used this. I've actually got some of this, not in these sizes. These are two different sizes. But this is used with wooden pattern making. And when you're doing pattern making, anytime you have a 90-degree corner, you want to put a nice radius in there so that you don't have any sharp corners in your wooden patterns. Now, there's lots of ways to put those fillets in there. Some people just put it in there with some type of filler material. There's leather fillet material. There's this wax fillet material. I actually like this wax stuff. It works really well. But this is actually a wax. It's real cold out here, so this is real brittle right now. But when it warms up, it more or less, it'll melt at a fairly low temperature. But what you can do is you warm it up and you just kind of work it into that corner. And then you take one of these fillet tools, and there actually was some in the boxes. I've got a set of these with different radiuses in them. But in the old days, they would take a little alcohol lamp and they would heat this up, until it was nice and warm. And you just kind of ran that radius, that little ball, down in that corner. And when this is warm, I won't say melts the wax. It will if it gets hot enough, but it makes it hot enough that it just kind of molds right into that corner and just fits right in there, and it sticks to the wood. You can coat this with shellac and then put a finish over the top of it. And it works really good for filling in those corners on there. So these are two different size fillets. One of them is a number 4 and one of them is a number 6. I'm not sure what that comes out to in actual radiuses. I'm guessing that this is in number 4 would probably be like 4. I'm gonna guess that's a 1/4 of an inch, and number 6 is like maybe a 3/8 inch or something like that radius. But anyway, nice to have. I will probably be using this. Like I said, I've got some. The stuff I have is smaller radius than this, but I've got some exactly like this. In fact, I ordered it from Freeman many years ago when I was making some patterns. So I'm gonna put this with the other stuff. I keep this up in the house just because it gets hot down here in the shop. You don't want the stuff to melt. So I try to keep it in a climate controlled area. So I'm gonna take these up to the house and put it with my other box. And now I have another size to select from. So anyway, thanks for sending this along, Frank. We'll probably get to use this at some point when I'm doing some wooden pattern making. So up next, I got some items sent in by Alton Whipkey up in Brownsville, Pennsylvania, and he sent along some hardware to me. So got some different screws here. These are 3/8 by 2 1/4 socket cap screws, and then we got some 440 by 3/8 little be teeny tiny screws. These have a little button head screws. Alton sent these. I'm not sure exactly why he sent these along. Probably just some excess stuff he had around. But I like to keep. I got over in my list of cabinets this kind of hardware, and my philosophy is that I really kind of want to have my own hardware store here in the shop, so that when I need something like this, I can just go pull it out and not have to order it or go to town, because I'm always needing this kind of stuff. So typically, if I'm working on a job and I need a cap screw in that size, I don't have it, I'll order, if I need like 4 or 5 of them, I'll order a box of 50 and I'll just put them over in my cabinet. And that way, next time I need them, I've got some, and I just try to keep stuff in stock. I don't have every possible size, but anytime I order something, I just order some extras. And like I said, that kind of helps cut down on the trips to town and having to order things. So I will put these over in my Lista cabinet. I know I don't have these. I'm not sure if I have these or not, but if I do, I'll put them in there with them, and we'll use them up eventually, because this is just consumables that get used all the time. So Alton, thanks for sending these along, and we'll put them over there and have them when we need them. Up next comes a couple of tools that were sent in to me by Aaron Durda out in Arizona, I believe is where he's at. Aaron's another YouTuber, really good guy. I've met him a couple of times. He's got a beautiful Monarch lathe that he's restored and uses and stuff in his videos. But what this is this is some tooling that we were talking, and it's going to be used for a specific job. And now, if you watch, again, my buddy Adam Booth, A-Bomb 79, he had tried to use his shaper to do some machining on the body for the Stoker engine. And I've been getting a lot of questions about the Stoker engine project, where it's at, and I've got a couple things that have been sent out to other shops. I've been waiting to get stuff back in before I can really continue. And Adam's tried to do a job on the shaper, and it turned out I don't think he's going to be able to do it. It's just his machine's not really set up for that. But since I've sent that to him, I've acquired my horizontal boring mill, and I think we're going to try to do it on the horizontal boring mill. But I needed a long reach end mill to kind of go down into those holes, and a number 5 adapter, number 5 Morse taper adapter to go on my boring mill to be able to reach down in there. And Aaron actually helped me source these parts and send them along to me. So I've got the adapter now, as well as the end mill. And hopefully coming up at some point in the future, I got to get that case back up here into my shop, and I need to do a little bit of work to my HBM to get it to where I can use it. But we're going to try to use this setup here to reach down there and do it. It's a long reach, but this is a brand spanking new nice end mill that I think is going to get the job done. And again, we got a holder here that will mount in the spindle on my horizontal boring mill. So Aaron, I appreciate you helping me. Aaron, by the way, works for one of the major, I don't know if he publicly tells what company it is, but he works for one of the companies that sells tooling, and he helped me source this stuff out. Anyway, I appreciate him working with me on that, and we'll be using this over on the HVM to get that job done. At least that is the game plan right now. Thanks, Aaron, for helping me source this stuff, and I appreciate it greatly, and some good video content coming up, hopefully. Next items here come from Doug Youngberg up in Oregon. This is the same guy that I got the parts from my low lead attachment that had them, and after he sent those, he got digging around and found some manuals and stuff that he wanted to send me to put up on the website over at VintageMachinery.org. As you guys probably know, we have a huge digital library of manuals and catalogs and stuff from various machinery manufacturers over the years, and he had some stuff and thought it'd be good to have it scanned and put up on the website. So these will go in the pile to be scanned. I'm not going to give any timeline on how long it'll take to do that, because we are way behind on scanning right now. I got a lot of stuff in there, and we're getting it knocked out as we have time. But to kind of show you what we got a Clausing lathe, number 6300 series 12-inch lathes. Let's see what else is in here. Here's a Peerless hacksaw, automatic hacksaw. Parts list. This is a Fellows gear shaper. So some gear shapers. These are neat machines. I would love to have a fellows gear shaper to play around with in the shop. Sidetrack there. Let's see, these are, looks like a rotary impact wrench from the Power Tool Company. Toledo pipe threading machine. Got some repair part lists here. Got a cutter grinder from Ingersoll. Logan lathe, parts list, model 1917, 1922. We got a good bit of Logan stuff up on the site already. We'll add that to it. Sheldon lathes, parts list. Looks like we got a Superior Hone company. This is for doing some honing work. Those are neat machines. LeBlanc, running a Regal. This is a great manual on just running a lathe, basic lathe stuff. There's several copies of this up on the website already, I know, but there are different versions of this. I'm not sure this particular version is up there or not, but a really good introduction to just lathe work. And I think when you get back here in the back, it has specific information on Regal lathe, the Regal line of lathes. So you got some part stuff in here as well. The Regal line of LeBlanc lathes was kind of their flagship, just normal tool room type lathe, nice machines. So we got a Spiral Point drill sharpening, operating instructions and service manual, Cincinnati Lathe and Tool Company. Look at here, Thompson surface grinding machines, operating instructions. I was actually using the Thompson grinder down at John Terry's shop just the other day. Really liked that machine. Thompson made a really nice surface grinder. Chicago Pneumatic, just looks like a catalog here. Clausing lathe, catalog here for some of their lathes. Some more Clausing lathe parts manual, and a K&T 2D. That's another machine I would love to have, a rotary head machine. This was used for a lot of really precision die work back in the day before CNC stuff came along. Really neat machine. So anyway, we'll add that over there. Repair parts book. And there's the Model D, just the replacement parts manual as well. So this is the 2D parts manual. Anyway, some nice stuff. We will add this in there, and like I said, it'll get scanned at some point in time and get put up on the website. And Doug, thanks for sending it along. Next comes some bandsaw guides for my do-all bandsaw. These came from Paul Deckert, and Paul saw my video where I'd shown my do-all bandsaw that we had restored, and I mentioned in there that somewhere along the line that we had a full set of the blade guides except for 1/4 inch. I didn't have a full set of 1/4 inches, and as it turned out, he had an extra set of these and decided to send them along to me. Now, Paul is also a YouTuber as well. His YouTube channel is Deckerbilt, Deckerbilt. And he asked if I would put a plug in for his channel and go check it out. So if you got time, please go check out his YouTube channel and see what kind of stuff he's got up on there. Doug, thanks for, or Paul rather, thanks for sending these along to me. I will put these with my other guides, and now I have a complete set of guides for my do-all bandsaw for pretty much any bandsaw blade that I might run on it. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Next comes some more publication stuff here from James Cowart, and James sent along again some stuff for the website. First off is a Starrett catalog. Cover's a little bit in bad shape, but the catalog's in good shape. This is catalog number 26, and I looked in here the other day and saw the date. What was it? I think it was 1938. Yes, 1938. Copyright. So nice Starrett catalog. These are nice to have. I have a few Starrett catalogs. I'm going to put these up with my other one. It's nice to have these as references to go when you're looking at old tools. And I know some of the Starrett collectors, they have a full set of these going all the way back, and they use it to help identify when new tools were introduced to the line and discontinued and so forth. He also sent along a little thing here on I think this is a Fairbanks Morse engine, portable engine, which I've got a couple of, so Model Z's. So that nice little, looks like a little booklet here, manual type deal, or maybe this is a catalog, I'm not sure. But we'll get that scanned and put up on the website. Also have a Bridgeport operator's manual, as well as a Sharp Precision Machine Tools. and catalog, we will put this over and get this stuff scanned. I'll put it in the pile. Like I said, it may take a little while, but we'll get all this stuff up on the website sooner or later. So up next, I got a really cool care package in from Eric over at Hand Tool Rescue. Now, if you don't watch the Hand Tool Rescue YouTube channel, I'd really encourage you to go take a look at it. Eric does videos where he restores different tools and basically does like a little video that he shows the whole process from start to finish. Doesn't do a whole lot of narrating, but you kind of see that process. He's one of the big time YouTubers out there, and I've met Eric a couple of times, and he's just super nice guy. And anyway, what he really was sending me was this thing here. He had found this oiler. It's called an Arnold oiler. There's a patent number on it. And it's basically for putting oil in line on an air tool. So this goes into an airline, like a big high volume airline. You put oil in here and it automatically oils, if you're using some type of pneumatic tool. But the reason he sent this to me is it's on the other side here. He found this, and this was made by the Rucker company in Oakland, California. Now, I've actually seen a couple other things from this Rucker company pop up over the years. I believe that these guys were like a hardware tool distributor or something like that out in the California area. Don't know if they're any relation to me. I'm sure if you go back far enough, we probably all came from the same folks, but I don't think that my family has any real close relationship to this family that had this company out in California. But anyway, really cool to have a tool with your name cast into cast iron on it from another company. He restored this, and this is a wall hanger for me, guys, but it's just really neat to have something like that. He also sent along one of his little spanner wrenches here that he makes and sells. I've got the smaller version of this from him that I got from him, I think at Good of the Land Fest a couple of years ago. I saw him and he gave me one of the smaller ones. This is one of the larger ones. And this is really neat too. This is another thing that he sells as a kit. It's one of these perfect pattern screwdrivers. So if you've ever seen, this is the type of screwdriver it is. This is my favorite type of screwdriver. I just love this perfect pattern, they call it. And it's an older tool, obviously. Get that in the view there, but I really like the big handle on it. It's kind of a oval shaped, oblong shape. You can really get some good torque on it. I've got several of these in different sizes that I picked up at tool shows and swap meets and stuff over the years. Really like this. This is a brand new one, and it's a kit. You make your own handle for it. So this will probably be a project I'll work on at some point in time. He's got the Hand Tool Rescue logo. Actually, it requires a heat treat, which I can do very easily. Actually, you can do this heat treat with just a torch and some oil, I think is what it is. I've looked on his website, it has all the instructions. But he sells this as a kit. And you can go check out his website. You can Google Hand Tool Rescue. It'll pop up and all the stuff will be on there. But Eric, thank you very much for sending these along. I thought it was kind of funny. I didn't know I knew he had this, but I didn't know he was sending it. He put this note in the box. He says, "I know where you live." and I sent him a message back, and I said, "Eric, if you're trying to intimidate me, you got to remember I'm from the South, and if you know where I live in the South, now we're expecting a visit, so you need to make a trip down here and come and see me. You have no excuse now that you know where I live, so I'm challenging you. Come and pay me a visit. I'd love to see you." But Eric, thanks a lot for sending this in. Really appreciate this. This is really neat, and this is actually has been restored by Eric at Hand Tool Rescue. So that's a big plus in itself. So thank you very much, Eric. Greatly appreciated. Next item here comes from little V-block clamp sets, V-blocks and clamps. These are made by General. And these came from, again, good friend of mine, Andrew Alexander, goes by Blacksmith Tools over on Instagram. And he had posted something on his Instagram site a couple of weeks ago that he had purchased hundreds of sets of these from somebody who had them. I think these were made back in the 1940s, and they were basically all new old stock. And I contacted him and told him I wanted to get a couple of sets, and he sent me some. Went ahead and just got them from him. These things are still in the box, still wrapped up, brand spanking new. These are really nice to have around. Got the V-block and the clamp. There's a little groove on here on the side. that fits up over there so you can clamp something down on it. So anyway, I told him I wanted a couple of sets of these, and he anyway got these from him. So really nice to have. I'm gonna put these over in the toolbox, and I think that one's got a little surface rust on it. I'll put it in some evapor rust so it'll clean right up. But the other ones, I think this is one he just kind of threw in the box for me. But really nice, really nice set here. Greatly appreciate that. I don't know if he still has any of these for sale or not. You can check him out over on Instagram under Blacksmith Tools and send him a note. He was selling these very reasonably. So anyway, good opportunity to get some new old stock tools if he still has any available. Next item here comes from Paul Rothrock up in Bexley, Ohio, and he sent along a catalog from the Link Belt Company just to have in the library. This is neat. Link Belt, of course, made all kinds of equipment for moving, conveying items, what have you, just all kinds of unbelievable stuff that they made over the years. And this is a catalog just with all their stuff in it. I like to have this kind of stuff just as a reference when I'm working on old equipment, trying to find what parts were used and what have you. This particular catalog was 1938, so pretty old catalog. And again, I'll get that and put it in my personal library just to have as a reference. So thank you very much for sending that along, Paul. Again, greatly appreciated. So the last box here, we got a really nice selection of a bunch of tap and die related stuff that was sent in by Kemper up in Anderson, Indiana, Mr. Kemper. And just a couple of things. A lot of these bags just have different taps, just random taps in them. I'm going to sort through all these and put them up in my cabinets. I'm not going to go through all those, but and we got a bunch of little tap handles here. These are really nice to have around, different sizes, and I got a bunch of them. Really cool Butterfield tap handle number 9 there. I don't know what it is about these little tap handles. I just love them. They're just cool. But I'll put those over in my cabinet. These are really interesting. If you haven't seen these before, these you can put the little round dies in. There's several different sizes. And what's neat about them is you got a nice grip here. You can put a cross piece in there to get some leverage on there, like a little bar of stock. Or it's got where you got a socket up here, a 1/2-inch socket where you can drive that with a socket. He sent along 3 different sizes for round dies. These I don't have. These are actually pretty cool. And then, like I said, all this other stuff over here is just taps, some easy out, some different things, and I'll sort through these and put them in my cabinets where we'll have the taps and can use those when time comes up. So anyway, thanks a lot. Very nice collection of some old tools, and yeah, this is the stuff you just use all the time. So greatly appreciated. Thank you. Well, there we go. The bench is clean again. Got all that stuff sorted out, put up. Usually when I do these videos, as I'm going through, I will put it up where it goes in the shop. I try to keep it over here separate until we feature it in the video, and then I put it up where it goes. So nice clean table again, and got room to stack some more stuff up. So anyway, guys, always appreciate sending stuff in like that. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy seeing these new tools that come in and maybe get ideas of things that are out there. It's always nice to just kind of see what other people have, I think, and get ideas for tools and stuff that you may or may not know about. So a lot of fun. Anyway, that'll be a wrap. As always, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next video.